There are symbols that whisper, and there are symbols that thunder across time with a force so ancient, so primal, that even civilizations long turned to dust still echo their meaning. In the sands of Egypt, carved into temple walls and resting upon the hearts of pharaohs in their tombs, one creature returns again and again, a humble beetle, black and glimmering beneath the desert sun. To the modern eye, it is unremarkable. To the ancient Egyptians, it was the living embodiment of the divine will, the key to rebirth, transformation, and the eternal motion of the cosmos. They did not worship the scarab because it crawled. They revered it because it pushed the sun across the sky. In their eyes, every dawn was not simply the rising of a star, but the renewed victory of creation over chaos, order reborn from the dark waters of night. And it was the scarab, or rather the god Khepri, who rolled that sun like a luminous sphere across the heavens, just as the beetle rolls its sacred sphere of earth across the desert. This symbol was not chosen for superstition or poetry. It was chosen because the Egyptians saw in the scarab a cosmic truth, that life emerges from the unseen, that the world is forever recreated moment by moment, and that transformation, real transformation, begins in darkness before rising into light. In this exploration, we will peel back the layers of one of humanity's most misunderstood sacred symbols. We will uncover the mystical heart of the scarab, what it meant to the priests, to the initiates, to the pharaohs who believed their souls would rise as Khepri himself. And most importantly, we will explore what this ancient emblem demands of us today in a world that has forgotten how to be reborn. Because the scarab is not just a symbol of Egypt's past. It is a blueprint for the alchemy of the self. To understand the scarab, one must step into the ancient Egyptian mind, a worldview where the universe was not static or guaranteed, but a delicate balance continuously fought for and renewed. In the beginning, they said, there was only none, the vast, formless, primordial waters of potential. From this ocean of nothing and everything emerged Adam, the first divine spark, giving rise to the Ennead, the great gods of creation. Among them was Ra, the solar king, but Ra had many forms, each representing a phase of the sun's eternal journey. At dawn, he was not the regal falcon soaring high. He was Khepri, the scarab-headed god, the force that lifts the sun from the abyss and pushes it into being. The hieroglyph for Khepri is the scarab itself, paired with the word Khepr, meaning to become, to transform, to arise. This was not merely linguistic. To the Egyptians, the scarab was the living metaphor for creation's most sacred mystery, generation without visible origin. Scarabs lay their eggs in spheres of earth and dung, and from these balls, life suddenly emerges, small beetles crawling forth seemingly from nothing. To the Egyptian priesthood, this was not biology. It was proof of divine autogenesis, creation birthing itself, life arising from hidden realms. Thus the scarab became inseparable from rebirth, resurrection, eternal return. It adorned amulets, tombs, sarcophagi, and heart scarabs placed over the deceased, bearing inscriptions from the Book of the Dead that pleaded the heart to remain pure in the weighing before Ma'at. But there is another layer, deeper, more esoteric. In temple inscriptions and priestly texts, Khepri is not simply the rising sun. He is the moment before light, the movement in the dark that compels creation into form. To invoke Khepri was not to worship the morning. It was to call forth the power to transform oneself, to emerge renewed, reshaped, reborn through inner alchemy. Over thousands of years, the scarab remained one of the most sacred motifs, not because it was beautiful, but because it reminded Egypt of its cosmic duty, to rise again and again and again, no matter how many times darkness comes. So why has this meaning faded? Why do modern eyes see only an insect or an artifact? Because we live in a world that worships progress, but fears rebirth. We seek change without sacrifice, evolution without surrender, light without confronting the shadow where transformation begins. The Egyptians knew better. They knew that every dawn is preceded by a night, and every awakening by a descent. They carved this truth into stone, so the future would remember what the present forgets. To the untrained eye, the scarab rolls a ball of earth across the sand. To the ancient initiate, that sphere was the world, and the beetle was the hidden intelligence driving creation forward, from darkness into form. The Egyptians did not see the scarab as simple nature symbolism. They saw it as a living scripture, a creature embodying principles that govern both cosmos and consciousness. Let us break the symbol open. Let us examine each layer the way a priest might reveal it to a new initiate. 1. The sphere, the seed of becoming. The ball the scarab rolls is not random earth. It is a cosmic egg, a sphere representing potential before it becomes actual. Inside it, life incubates unseen. What appears inert is actually in gestation. Just like the soul, just like destiny, we are told to find our purpose. Egypt whispered a deeper truth. Purpose is grown, not found, hidden in darkness until maturity forces emergence. Creation begins where the world cannot see, in silence, in patience, in shadow, in the cave of becoming. 2. The rolling, the work of conscious will. The scarab pushes its sphere through resistance, over sand and obstacle. There is no straight path, only movement, correction, persistence. This is the work of the soul, not to wait for fate to unfold, but to push it into being. Effort is sacred. Friction is consecration. Will is divine. In every myth, becoming is labor. The scarab tells us, transform through movement. Do not remain still. 3. The emergence. Life rising from the unseen. When the young beetles emerge from the sphere, they seem to arise from nothing, animate life from inanimate matter. This is the mystery of the soul. The body may come from earth, but the spark comes from elsewhere. To Egyptians, new life born from hidden darkness was proof that the unseen world precedes the visible, just as spirit precedes body and intention precedes manifestation. 4. Khepri, the solar intelligence within. To wear the scarab was not to petition a god. It was to activate the force of Khepri within oneself. Khepri is not simply a god. He is the motion of awakening, a force that compels the soul toward rebirth. He is what stirs in you when you say, I cannot remain as I am. He is the whisper pulling you toward your next form, the unanswered question. Now we see why the scarab sat over the heart of the dead. It was a declaration of identity. This one seeks rebirth. This one rises again. This one is not finished. And if that is true of the dead, what then of the living? How many of us roll our fate without knowing what grows inside it? How many walk through change unaware that they are incubating their next self? The scarab does not promise comfort. It promises transformation. And transformation is always preceded by struggle, secrecy, and faith in what cannot yet be seen. Do you feel it? That stirring beneath your current life, as if something is rolling forward in darkness, pushing toward its dawn? Perhaps you are not lost. Perhaps you are gestating. If this ancient symbolism resonates, if you feel the scarab moving somewhere inside you, then journey deeper. Subscribe and share your insight. Are we evolving or remembering what we already are? To the Egyptians, immortality was not granted. It was earned through alignment with cosmic law. They believed a soul became eternal not by merely existing, but by becoming worthy of eternity. The scarab was not a charm. It was a key, a symbol that encoded the spiritual technology of overcoming death, ignorance, and stagnation. Let us unveil its deeper secrets. 1. The Scarab as the soul in the underworld. At death, the Egyptian soul entered the Duat, a realm of mirrors, guardians, and trials. Most imagine this journey as judgment alone, but it was initiation, a return to the womb of transformation. Just as the beetle buries its sphere in darkness before new life emerges, the soul passed through shadow to re-emerge as light. Initiates saw death not as an ending, but as the moment of hatching. To rise again, the heart must be pure, not in moral innocence, but in truthfulness, clarity, and self-honesty. The scarab was the emblem of this rebirth. To place one over the heart was to declare, I am becoming, I am rising, I will not be lost. 2. The beetle and the sun, repetition as divinity. Each morning, Khepri rolled the sun from darkness, as the scarab rolls its sphere. This daily cycle encoded a metaphysical truth. Repetition is sacred, discipline is divine. The Egyptians understood something modern minds forget. Transformation requires rhythm. Consistency is alchemy. What is done again and again shapes destiny. This is not simply myth. It is psychology, spirituality, and physics in harmony. The sun rises because it must. So must you rise each day to your task. In this, you become immortal through practice. 3. The secret of self-creation. Unlike many gods who command or descend, Khepri creates himself. He is the self-generated, the self-begotten, the one who does not wait to be transformed. He transforms himself. This is the heart of Egyptian mysticism. You do not seek salvation. You generate your own rebirth. You roll your own sun. This is why the Scarab was feared by the uninitiated. It taught sovereignty. It taught inner resurrection. It taught that the gods favor those who act like gods. 4. The forgotten truth modernity buried. Today, we believe change comes from outside. Therapy, systems, teachers, time. The ancients knew a sharper truth. No one saves you but the one you become. Modern spirituality seeks comfort. Egyptian spirituality demanded evolution. This is why the scarab sits beyond superstition. It is the symbol of the indestructible essence, the eternal becoming, the soul's refusal to remain small. In every temple, every tomb, every amulet, it proclaimed a single command: rise again and again and again. A thought to burrow beneath your ribs. If the scarab teaches anything, it is this: death is not conquered in a moment, but through the millions of quiet acts by which the soul refuses to stay asleep. Perhaps immortality is not a state, but a direction, a momentum of being, a soul rolling its sphere through eternity, until finally it remembers how to shine like the sun it carries. If the scarab stirs a remembrance in you, an instinct that your life is preparing you for something beyond itself, right below, do you believe rebirth is granted or earned? And subscribe to follow this path of ancient truth. The scarab is not merely a relic of myth. It is a living instruction, a quiet command carved into time. Become, and keep becoming. To honor the scarab is not to wear it, but to practice what it represents. To roll the sphere of your becoming, even when the world does not see, even when the desert is vast, even when the night is long. Here is how to embody the scarab in the modern world. 1. Begin in the dark, honor the hidden phase. Every true transformation begins unseen. Before the emergence comes in closure, a cocoon, a chamber, a silence. Do not fear your private struggles. Do not rush your becoming. The Egyptians knew the soul germinates where eyes cannot follow. When life feels buried, whisper to yourself, I am incubating, not ending. 2. Make movement a discipline, not a burst. The scarab does not sprint. It pushes steadily, daily. Modern minds worship inspiration. Ancient minds worshipped rhythm. Choose one practice of becoming: breathwork, meditation, journaling, physical training, a creative discipline, a study of wisdom, and roll it forward every day. Even 5 minutes done daily carries the sun. Consistency is the temple where rebirth lives. 3. Treat obstacles as sacred friction. The Scarab sphere is heavy. The sand resists. Without friction, there is no strength. Do not flee difficulty. Move through it as a ritual. Ask not, why is this hard? Ask, who will I become by pushing through? Greatness rises through resistance. 4. Guard the heart like a pharaoh's tomb. The Egyptians placed the scarab over the heart because the heart must remain true for rebirth to be granted. Today, guarding the heart means rejecting cynicism and self-doubt, refusing to carry hatred or bitterness, letting go of identities that shrink you, protecting your inner flame from the world's noise. Purity is not naivety. It is strength without corruption. 5. Become self-created. The highest teaching of Khepri is sovereignty. You do not wait for permission to rise. Life will not announce your transformation. You must decide, then act. Every morning ask, what form am I choosing to take today? And then push your sphere forward, not to impress, not to prove, but because motion is divinity in action. 6. Practice dawn consciousness. The Scarab is the god of sunrise, the moment of recognition after darkness. Train yourself to meet each morning, not as repetition, but rebirth. Wake with intention. Begin your day with stillness or prayer or breath. Cross the threshold of dawn consciously. You are not waking up to life. Life is waking up to you. To live the Scarab principle is to become unstoppable in quiet ways. Not dramatic, devoted. Not loud, luminous. Not obsessed with arrival, committed to ascent. You do not become eternal in a single moment. You sculpt eternity through daily rebirth. The Egyptians did not build monuments for death. They built monuments for return, for the certainty that life does not end, that spirit cannot be extinguished, that what is buried will rise again in a higher form. The Scarab is not just a sacred symbol. It is a reminder of your origin and destiny. You are not here to merely live and die. You are here to transform, to roll the sphere of your becoming across the deserts of existence until the day your inner sun breaks open the horizon. There will be days when you feel buried, forgotten, unseen. There will be nights when your inner flame flickers. But remember this ancient truth. The darkest moments are not endings. They are gestations. Even the sun had to push through the abyss to rise. You are not meant to remain who you are. You are meant to emerge again and again, shedding your old form like skin, awakening as something truer, brighter, more sovereign. The Scarab whispers across time. Rebirth is not a miracle. It is a discipline of the soul. Carry this symbol not as ornament, but as oath. Each morning, rise as Khepri. Each challenge, meet as the Beetle does, with silent, unwavering will. Each moment, remember, you were fashioned for eternity, not stagnation. Now I ask you, do you feel the stirring of something inside you, rolling forward, gathering strength, preparing to break open? If this ancient knowledge spoke to you, if you feel the Scarab moving within your heart, subscribe to Labyrinth of the Veiled and tell me in the comments, are you ready to rise again? Because the journey has already begun, and the sun waits for no one.